there is a new Sleep Token song coming out, and I wasn't going to talk about it, but now I'm going to talk about it because everyone's talking about it. And if everyone's talking about it, then I got to talk about it because that's how the YouTube game works. So here we are. We're talking about Sleep Token. They put out 2 new songs. One is called Chokehold. The other one is called The Summoning. And I listened to these a little bit last week, and we're going to check it out again. And my opinion, or the question I am asking is Sleep Token going to be the next big thing in metal? You know, if the big bands of the last few years were Electric Callboy, Lorna Shore, Spiritbox, and Ice Nine Kills, is Sleep Token going to be the next band on that list? Is this going to be their breakout year? That's the question, because I will say my answer to that before was to say no, but look, I mean, 534,000 views in 5 days for a visualizer. I mean, that's legit. And it's number 29 on trending for music. I don't know. That's pretty legit. So I will give you my thoughts on that in a minute. But for anybody who's not familiar, let's just take a quick look through their catalog, because they're certainly having a moment. Whether it is going to be a Lorna Shore type moment where they blow up on TikTok and, you know, end up being the next big thing, we don't know about that, but it does seem like they're having a moment. So let's talk about them a little bit. I'm not sure, but I think this was like their first real kind of breakthrough song. I think this is Jaws from back in 2017. It's the first one that I saw anyway. The first song that I remember hearing. I do like the video. I like flowers. I like bugs. At least it's not guys in a warehouse. Anything but that. They're doing the ghost thing, but in a more approachable way by making up their own lore. They aren't alienating people like all the Satan stuff with Ghost. I hear what you're saying, but I don't know. My thoughts listening to this again. I remember hearing it back when it came out, and I just kind of, I don't know, it didn't really do much for me, to be honest. And listening to it now, you know, I kind of feel the same. I personally am not into sort of slow, shoegazy, indie sort of stuff. I was expecting them to be heavy, and this, like, it's not really heavy. Ghost, but nerdier. I think that's a good way to put it. I will say the singer definitely has a good voice. It's kind of an odd voice. I can't say that I personally like his voice. Somebody before said that it sounded like it had been pitch shifted down, which I kind of agree with. But it's definitely unique, and being unique, that matters a lot. And, you know, a unique voice can go a long way in a band. So it gets a little bit heavier here, kind of some a metalcore kind of thing. So this was kind of my introduction. The other thing to know about Sleep Token, which I don't know if I knew this back then, but they're sort of like a, I don't know, what would you call it? Like, yeah, they are kind of a ghost-like band in the sense that they are this anonymous collective of artists where there's this lore behind them. They all wear these masks. I think each one of them has like a different symbol on it or whatever. Yeah, they have a gimmick. They have a gimmick. Let's just put it that way. The story behind them is that they're like a cult that worships this god named Sleep, and the singer of the band is named Vessel. They do kind of look like Elden Ring NPCs. I agree. Looks like some of the summons, you know, like the girl who like shoots with a bow that what's her name, that can like cheap shot the fire giant. That's what it made me think of. This has to be the most played out cheesy stuff right now. Hide behind masks, paint, etc. You know, I kind of think so too. I think the whole like mask anonymous thing is kind of played out. Yeah, I mean, it's like Slipknot did it, Ghost did it, Kiss did it for that matter. I mean, it's just edgy Kiss, right? It's metalcore Kiss. Intellectual Slipknot, intellectual Kiss. You know, it's not for me. But like Storm and Norman said, people like mystery and lore. They do. I mean, you remember back in the day how much people would speculate about the identities of Slipknot, you know, back before they were outed and stuff. They're all, you know, on these forums like GeoCities sites. They'd be speculating about who is number 2 or, you know, whatever their names are. Yeah, Mushroom Head, Black Veil Brides, Motionless, Ice Nine. You know, people they like the spectacle, they like the lore, you know, people like that kind of thing. So I can see why that works for them. With that said, this first song that they put out, it didn't do a lot for me. I was like, it's all right, not bad. The first song they put out that kind of really grabbed me as something a little bit more interesting was this song Alkaline from a year ago. They put out some other songs, but what I really want this band to be is they sort of get very close to being almost like Issues, kind of like R&B metalcore. They get close to that, but not quite there. This song is really close. I do agree with this. The thing you have to give Sleep Token credit for is that this gimmick/look will make people do a double take. Genting in a colored room doesn't make people do that. That's true. Listen, I can be critical of, the mask thing all day long, and I can say, that it's played out, that it's not for me, but it's better than guys with beards genting in a colored room. To be fair, pretty much anything is. In the age of short attention spans, you got to hook people in as many ways as possible. It's true. It's true. I'm a very literal person. So when it comes to like lore and like, what does the symbol on his mask mean? I'd be like, I don't care. Whatever. Just, if you got something to say, just say it. I'm not good at deciphering meaning and, allegory and metaphor and stuff like that. I'm just like, just tell me what you think. I listened to this song, the first minute and a half of it, and I was like, is the song ever going to start? I'm a don't bore us, get to the chorus kind of guy. And I know anybody watching this, I can already predict a lot of the angry comments, but I'm just going to say it. Lil Pump to me was a genius. Lil Pump changed everything because every song that he put out was just hook, 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 hook. Every line of every song was a hook. Sleep Token is like the exact opposite of Lil Pump, which of course their fans would say, good, Lil Pump is terrible. But I'm just saying my personal perspective is this part here. I'm like, okay, this is what I wanted from them. It's kind of catchy, but still not quite there. Not quite there for me. If the song started like this, imagine how many people would have stuck around and not clicked away. I mean, that's kind of how I see it. With that said, this is kind of the way I've felt about this band for a long time now. It's like, oh, they're almost there. Are they going to do the thing I want them to do? Like, I want them to put out a song that really goes full pop. Like, obviously, they can tune to double drop E or whatever, tune down low as shit. That's fine. But, like, I really want them to go full pop. And so this new song, I saw everyone saying, this band is amazing. This song is incredible. It's the best thing I've ever done. Can't believe they finally did it. And I was like, are they? I mean, I don't hear anything especially different about this, It's not bad. But this part here, there's a heavy part coming up that's good. This part is cool. Got the wage war part here, and we've got the solo here. We've got some more atmospheric parts. So my thought after listening to this song was like, there's something about this band that I just don't get. Clearly, it's not for me, but it's working for someone because, like I said, number 29 trending in music, 500,000 views in 5 days for a band with only 78,000 subscribers. There's something here. For me personally, I feel like these songs kind of never really get going. I really want to see them just go full pop, but I don't think that's what their audience wants. And so my question is, are they going to be the next big thing? And, I don't think they are. What I've noticed over the years is there's a big discrepancy between internet hype and how big a band actually is. I've seen this many times over the years, specifically that there are bands that can be huge on the internet and yet not actually be big. The biggest example of this, I remember, back in the day was Millionaires. Because you remember in like 2009, Millionaires were huge on MySpace. And this was before I understood this because, social media was sort of in its infancy then. And knowing that Millionaires were huge back then, they were playing Warped Tour that year. I thought they were going to have like the biggest crowd on Warped Tour because they were just all over MySpace. And I went to see them on Warped Tour and there were maybe like 75 kids watching them. And I was like, oh, well, this is weird. And the same thing with Broken Side. Both of them were huge on MySpace. Everyone was talking about them online, but it didn't ever really translate into like a big audience or anything outside of like internet hype, really. On the other hand, there's artists like, say, Shinedown or Machine Head who have zero online hype, or Skillet. Zero people are hyping up Skillet or Shinedown online. Those bands are fucking huge. Like Shinedown has what, 5 like Billboard top 10 albums or something like that. I guarantee you they sell the fuck out of every venue they play at all over the country. Gigantic band, despite the fact that they have absolutely zero online hype. So what I think Sleep Token is going to be is one of these bands like Enter Shikari that has a very diehard fan base that insists that the band is huge and insists that the band is like the best thing in the world. Look, I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with Sleep Token. I think they're a good band, but I don't think their music is accessible enough to really break out of that. I think certainly the lore and whatnot definitely helps a lot, but I don't think they're going to have that breakout moment. It's possible, but I don't think their music is exciting and accessible enough. They need hookier songs. That's what I think too. So I'm not criticizing Sleep Token at all. I think it is awesome that they're having this success, and I hope that they're the biggest band in the world because they've worked hard for a long time. Everyone says that they're super cool people. Like, I have nothing but good things to say about Sleep Token as human beings, and I totally respect what they have done. But if the question is, are they going to be the next big thing? I don't think that they will. But on the other hand, I do think that they will have a very diehard, passionate fan base that loves them for as long as they want to keep playing music. That's what I think. So are they going to blow up and be the next Ghost? And remember, Ghost is a fucking huge band, but Ghost is very accessible. They're very like catchy, hooky, basically like, dark pop songs, really. And that's not what Sleep Token is. So my opinion is that Sleep Token is going to be one of these bands that's never the biggest band in the world, but they will always have an audience of people that absolutely love them and will live and die for them as long as they want to keep playing music. That's what I think. And, good for them. Yeah, I would love to be wrong. Hopefully 3 years from now, somebody can play this video. They can shove it in my face. They can say, Finn, you clueless hater, you doubted the majesty of Sleep Token. Now look at them. They've proven you wrong. Sleep Token is the biggest band in the world. You said they would never be anything. You should be ashamed of yourself. Look how wrong you were. And I'll say, you're right. I am ashamed of myself. I was wrong. And you were right. Sleep Token is the biggest band in the world. That's what I hope happens, but we shall see. I don't think it will, but we shall see. That is my take on Sleep Token. I'm ready for the angry comments. I know they're coming. Because if I don't gush praise on Sleep Token, I know that I will be attacked in the comments. But I'm going to do it anyway. I did it, and I'm going to regret it. I'm going to say, oh, why didn't I just say that Sleep Token is the best band in the world? But there it is.